Hello and welcome to your little mixture of yoga, a little bit of Pilates. I guess I've not really defined this one, but I will tell you what it's great for. It's great for those days where you feel like you can do more than just a yoga stretch. That's not what you want to do, but you don't have that much energy for a full-on workout. So this is your one. This is your lovely in-betweenie. We shall start with some breath work that engages the core. So really important for everybody. And this is more about engaging your core, about switching everything on, and then we can come away from that at the end with breath work just to fully relax us as well, with all that joyous movement in the middle. So let's just get started. We'll come down onto our backs to get started for this one. So just in any way that suits you, get yourself down onto your back. It might be nice to carry your knees along with you, just nice and safe for the back there. And then we can pop those feet down just to rest in a nice comfortable position. Once you're down here, we're going to inhale through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. However, we're not only going to do that. So I want you to place your hands on your lower ribs. So if you're a female, just underneath the bra line here. And we take a nice big inhale into the tummy, but we don't want those ribs to flare and open up wide. If that happens, our core completely disengages. So close your eyes here, eyes on your lower ribs. Big inhale through the nose. But breathing into the tummy, we don't want those lower ribs to rise. And as we exhale out through the mouth, I want you to fully exhale to the point where you feel your core engage on its own. And try to hold on to that for this next inhale in through your nose again. Big exhale and drive all of that air out and build on that tension that we've already got there. Hold on to it if you can. You'll almost feel your pelvic floor engage for your next inhale. Don't worry if you lose it here. You can always re-establish that on the exhale. So fully exhale, building or re-establishing that engagement with your deep abdominals. Inhaling through the nose. Big exhale. Drive all of that air out. Feeling everything engage for this inhale. Don't let these ribs flare. And a big exhale. Building on that pressure. Go for 3 more breaths on your own. Always checking to make sure your ribs aren't flaring. And with your exhale, just making sure that we're building on that pressure in our deep, deep abdominals. Make this your last one. Good, and when you're ready, just start to move those hips around in space here. We would just want to feel everything opening up a little bit more. Shimmying everything around. And then we'll recenter again. And take a really nice big long stretch. So your toes are going one way, your fingertips go the other way. Big morning stretch, and with every exhale, just stretch a little bit deeper. Leave one leg down nice and straight. We'll bring our other leg in for a nice cuddle here. We'll take an inhale, exhale and pull that knee up towards your armpit here. Pop your other hand on your opposite hip because we don't want that to lift. Take an inhale. Exhale. And deepen that stretch with every exhale. So we're just letting that hip open a little bit wider, driving it up a little bit higher. One more breath here. And as you inhale, just cross your body with that knee. Let it flop over to this side. And we're keeping both shoulders down, nice and flush to the floor here. So we don't want that opposite shoulder lifting up. Don't worry if you've got a little bit of a gap there. With every stretch, we'll get a little bit closer to the ground, but just keep it comfortable for you. And on your inhale, just recentering yourself. You can bring both knees in here for a little bit of a hug or a rock or a sway. Anything that you feel is nice for that lower back just to readjust here. And then we'll go down with the other side. So we'll take the other leg down nice and straight. And we'll allow the opposite knee just to cross over the body. And the opposite shoulder there. We want to keep nice and flush to the ground if we can. And we'll just take a few breaths here. With every exhale, we just want to soften every joint down into the mat here. Feeling nice and melty as if you're just melting into your floor. And then we'll just re-center as we come back. Bringing your knees back in. We're not going to hug them in fully, but we'll let them drop away. And then we're just going to circle all the way around with these hips. So as we come towards us, we'll take an inhale. And as we circle away, we exhale. And the next time you come in, we'll just pause there and then go away in the opposite direction. And pause as we come in. Okay, so from here, we'll just place our feet just at our bottoms, and all we're going to do is just allow the knees to drop open. You can use your hands if you want your hips to open gently if there's any pain or stiffness there. And then we're just going to sit in this lovely butterfly position. So get yourself nice and comfortable. You can rock things around a wee bit to ease on in. And when you're ready, you can join in with us. So I'm going to take a nice big inhale here, and remember not to flare my ribs. You can join in as well. And then as I exhale, a little scoop of the hips, and I'm bringing my hips up towards the ceiling here. Inhale to come back down, and exhale to push away and fight against gravity a little bit here. Inhale. And exhale to scoop and lift. Inhale. We come to the floor. Exhale, we rise. And we'll just take 6 more of these here. Inhale to the floor. Exhale to rise. We're halfway. Inhale down to the floor. Exhale for 5. And 4. 3 and 2, and last one here, and exhale, and just let that spine gently roll back down again. We can go in for another hip spin if that feels nice for you. And bringing the feet nice and close together here. We'll just take one foot away for a nice single leg bridge. So in this position, we're going to inhale, exhale, and push those hips just as we were in the butterfly. Inhale and exhale. We'll go for 5 on this side. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, and last one, big inhale, exhale, and we'll come down and just switch sides, no rest here. Inhale, exhale to push. Good. Inhale and exhale up to the sky. We'll go for 3 more. Inhale, exhale to push. Good. Inhale and exhale. Last time, coming down. Big exhale to push and bring those feet nice and close together. Pop your hands down by your sides just to stabilize everything here. Feet nice and close. And we're going to come into some bridge holds at this point. So we'll take that inhale, try not to flare your ribs here. And exhale to peel gently off the ground, vertebrae by vertebrae, until your hips are in line with your knees and your shoulders here. Pause here, take another inhale, exhale, and then we'll just push our shoulders and our upper back into the ground here with that exhale. You can sway about in space up here, but we're going to stay nice and high whether you're still or whether you choose to rock side to side. If you wish, you can clasp your hands underneath your back. Take an inhale, exhale, and whether they're clasped or not, just push your hands towards your feet. And we'll stay here for another 2 breaths. And with that exhale, just unclasp and release your spine back down, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way down to the ground, nice and gently. Allow your knees just to come in together. Your heels can point away from each other. And we'll just take a few breaths here. Take a nice inhale and a long exhale where you just relax everything into your mat here. Another inhale, breathing into that belly. Exhale and let everything soften down. Inhale and exhale just to melt away into your mat. Bringing your knees away from each other, heels come back in a little bit. We'll go for round 2. If you don't feel up to it, just stay down for your breaths. Inhaling here without a rib flare, keeping that core engaged. And we exhale to just peel up off the ground and bring the hips in line with our knees and shoulders again. Inhale. Exhale. You can clasp the hands, push the shoulders into the ground here. And we'll take a few breaths up here as well. You can rock around from side to side if that feels good. Or if you'd rather stay static, you can do that as well. 1 more breath. And then we'll just release and allow the spine to come back down onto the ground again. And let those knees come in together, the heels come out wide. And we'll take 3 big belly breaths here again. Bring the knees away from each other, give everything a wee shimmy. Opening the eyes if you had them closed. We're just going to wake everything up a little bit. So in any way that you feel is comfortable for you, we're just going to bring ourselves up into a seated position. You're going to keep your hands behind you. And we'll take a nice wee inhale here. And exhale to lift your hips up high. And you're going into a nice reverse tabletop here. And you can sway about again a little bit. Just opening everything up. From here, we're just going to release down a little bit. Bring the hips down. And coming back up again. So we're just working into those triceps here. And go at your own pace with your own breath. Just getting those triceps to work a little bit. If you feel like that's not too comfortable for you, just remain up in that reverse tabletop and sway everything around a little bit. And we're just moving up and down for another 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Back onto your bottom here. We'll bring the legs out and I want you to come really close to a wall. So if you're not at a wall, just pause this and go and find one. A little bit of wall space or just something that you're going to be able to put your feet against. So preferably without shoes on, as I do not take bills for dirty walls. Okay, so as close as you can because we want our bum to be as close to that wall when we spin around. So I'm just going to bring my feet up on the wall and get myself nice and gradually down. And if you can, shimmy that bum in a little bit further. We want it as close to the wall as we can. We're going to bring one foot down and we're going to go into some bridges off the wall and go as high as we can. So this is a nice massage for the upper back, but it also conditions our legs as well. So we should really feel it in the quads here. Take an inhale. Exhale, and we just push ourselves into this position where our toes are coming closer to the ceiling and I am on my toes in that supporting foot as well. Inhale to come back down. Exhale to push ourselves up into that position. And we'll go for another 8 to make 10. Inhale and exhale. Inhale for 7 and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. And if you didn't make it to the 10, don't worry about it. You can pop both feet on the wall just to finish the set. So keep that in mind for this next time around. Do anything here that feels nice. You can rock your back. You can open up in the hips a little bit. Just shimmy everything around. Get rid of that lactic acid. And then we'll go on the other side. So you're going to pop the other foot onto the wall this time. Just changing position. If you want, you can shimmy your bum back in a bit. You might have came out. Once you're ready, a big inhale. And we'll exhale just to move on up. That's 10 and 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, and 1. Good, and hugging those knees in. If anybody finds that really difficult, or if you're pregnant as well, this might not be the move that would have you feeling so comfortable. So you can stay in your bridges on the floor. You can have an ankle in front of a knee to make it a little bit more difficult, or you can go back into your single legs on the floor as well. So from here, we're just going to widen the legs and we're going to try to tap the wall. Again, if you're pregnant, we don't really like to do anything that domes when it comes to your abdomen. So you can go into a tabletop on your hands and knees and just bring your knees slightly off the ground, go for a wee hover, and you can tap your feet back as well if you would prefer. Everyone else will take an inhale here, exhale, and then just come up to tap the wall if you can. You might not reach it, don't worry. Inhale, exhale, and go for that tap. Inhale, exhale to tap, and we're going for 10. So that's 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And then we'll just bring those legs in again. Do anything that feels nice for you. Rolling about here a little bit. And then we'll come back into our single legs. So when you're ready, one foot on the wall, you can shimmy yourself back in if you've travelled away from the wall. Take an inhale. Exhale to come up for 10. And 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring them in for a wee hug or a squeeze, or you can have them straight. Anything that gets rid of that lactic acid buildup is fine before we go on to the other side. So again, shimmying into the wall, making sure we're all set up and ready to go. Inhale and exhale to rise for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 to finish there. That's you. Again, anything that feels nice, particularly for your lower back and your hips and your quads here. Do what feels good before we come into that position for our wee crunches here as well. So as I said, anyone that is pregnant or even very recently postnatal, just pop yourself into a different core position, dead bugs, anything at all that's not doming that tummy. And we'll come in for 10, touching of the wall. Inhale, exhale for 9, 8, and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Good, and then just coming in for a nice wee happy baby. You can have your hands on the soles of your feet, your ankles, your calves, trouser legs, anywhere that works for you. And just push your bum back down to the ground. If you want, you can rock from side to side here, or you can just take it easy, remaining where you are. And when you are ready, we're going to meet on all fours. So in whatever way suits you best to get up, come up, fix ourselves, and get onto all fours here. So keeping our shoulders above the wrists, our hips above the knees, so we're nice and stacked. Just let everything move around a little bit. We'll ease everything off, and then we're going to go into a little bit of a bear hold. So I do apologise if this was one of your options. For your core, you're about to double up. So we'll tuck our toes underneath. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, just hover your knees up off the ground here, and I'm going to count us down from 30. So hold as long as you can. If you take a rest, then just come back in again. So we're going for 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you need the rest, take it. If you're holding on strong, come on into our plank taps. So if you're resting and you want to come back up, come back up. If you need to rest, then rest. Join in when you can. So we're just going to go into some taps. So you can either keep the feet high or you can tap down at the back. It's up to you. And then we come back in. So that's 10, 9, toes high or on the ground. Take your choice. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming down, go into a child's pose, so you can have your knees wide, you can have them closed. Choose which variation suits you best here, and take some nice big inhales, and long, slow exhales. And we're just going to walk round to one side. So I'm walking round to my right side. I'll place my left hand on top of that right hand and just let my head drop through here. And I'm going to breathe into that left side really deep. And as I exhale, I'm just letting everything soften down, melt into the floor. Inhaling into that left side. And just melting away with that exhale. I'll walk round to my left side. If you're next to the wall, you can readjust like myself. And placing my right hand on top of my left. Inhaling into that right side. And exhale just to soften everything down now. And then we'll walk on through to centre again. From your tabletop position, just walk your hands out a little bit, keeping your hips in the air. We'll just push down a little bit here and change that position of the back and the shoulders that are getting the stretch here. And then we'll safely come up by tucking the pelvis, pushing forward, bringing the hands back underneath, and we'll move into thread the needle from here. So I'm going to take my left hand underneath me, leaning onto my left shoulder. You can do the same if you can, if that's comfortable for you. If you want to stick a wee cushion under there, go for it. Otherwise, if you're down here and you're feeling that nice stretch, but you want to go a little bit deeper, play with walking your supporting hand out a bit and then bringing it round behind the head a little bit here, just to intensify that stretch. And take a few really good big breaths up here. If that hand was out, just slide it back down for support so we can come up and rise into a counter twist. So opening up to your left side and then coming back down, and we'll go for the same on the other side here. So I'm going to take my right hand and just thread it on through, down onto that shoulder. Again, if you want a cushion to support, just pop it underneath. And if you want, you can play with moving that supporting hand up over and behind your head a little bit. So I'm walking up into the left side with that hand. Sorry, to the right side with that left hand. And just be aware if you're holding on to any tension, if anything's clenching at all here. You just want to release and relax. Bringing that hand back down again for that support, just to come up and go into our counter twist on the right side here. And coming back down, and just go for a little wiggle just to ease everything off. If you have a pillow sitting close by, go and grab one. I'm an absolute numpty and forgot one. I'm going to take one of these rubbishy ones. In fact, I'll give you time to go and get a pillow or a cushion while I go and run and get one from my living room. And we're just going to use it for a nice forward fold. So I give you 30 seconds to go and retrieve a cushion or a pillow. I don't know if you're as well organised as I am when it comes to these things. Usually I am. It's been a tricky week. All right, so you can take one cushion, you can take two, you can have a small one, a large one, or go without if that suits. That's absolutely fine. All we're going to do is take our feet out in front of us, nice soft knee here, and we're going to fold over with our exhale. So take a really big inhale here. And exhale to fold over, and just don't rush it. Don't push yourself through any closed doors. With every exhale, just go that a little bit further and keep the arms nice and wide to allow you to go nice and low. Readjust things as you go and just move with every exhale. Move through to one side if you feel like that would be nice. If not, just stay where you are. And you can play about with the other side as well, or going back to center. And when you're ready, just coming back up here. And all we're going to do is just widen everything out a little bit and do the same again. So this might be where you want a second cushion or something a little bit thicker. And we're going to go for exactly the same thing. So we're just working into stretching those hips and releasing all that tension from the week. Take a big inhale and exhale, just ease on in. And remember, you don't need to go all the way down on your first exhale. And when you're ready, we'll just find ourselves coming back on up again. I'm going to pop my cushions down here. You have the choice. You can either sit up to do our breath work to finish off, or you can pop your cushions down and relax with me. I prefer just to stay down here when I'm getting all chilled and relaxed, particularly in the house. I don't want to be holding myself up in the seated position, but really go with whatever suits you and your comfort right now. So we'll come down for a couple of breaths. You can bring your knees with you if that helps. Just find a nice, easy way to get down there. You might want one cushion, you might want two. Just be super comfortable, super relaxed. Let everything flail away. And we'll go into some breath work. And we'll count our breath as well. This is a really nice way to make sure that our minds aren't running away with anything else that we don't need to be thinking about right now. So we're going to inhale for 4 and exhale for a count of 6, and I'll walk you through. So when you're comfortable, when you are fully melty in your floor, we'll take that inhale for 2, 3, 4, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 2, 3, 4. just continue to inhale for a count of 4 and exhale for a count of 6. If your mind begins to wander or think about anything else, no judgment, don't worry about it. Just tell yourself to focus more on your count, to let everything go a little bit. We've always got time, a few minutes in the day, just to take our minds off of all of that and just focus on ourselves. With every inhale, we're breathing into our bellies, and with every exhale, we're just softening all of our joints. And sometimes we like to phone it in a little bit, so go through your body. Are you clenching your jaw? Is your face tight? Are your shoulders up at your ears, or are they nice and relaxed? Just tell yourself you're allowed to relax here. Are we relaxed in the hips, and the elbows, and the wrists, the ankles? Just let everything melt down. And just come back to a natural breath if you haven't already. If you want to stay here, that's absolutely fine. If you need to get up and get on with some things, just start to circle your wrists and your ankles. Take a few breaths, opening the eyes, bringing the feet up towards the bum, letting everything move around a wee bit here. You can roll onto your side if you want and find yourself up in a nice seated position. And just reawaken everything if you need to, if that's what you need to do, if you need to do some things before relaxing today. So just shimmying around, taking some nice deep breaths here. But telling ourselves we don't need to take any more stress into our day. It's a bit of a bad habit that we all have, even when we think that we're relaxed. And I spoke a lot about this actually with my girls this week. It's nice to ask yourself sometimes, are you in the car if you're driving? Are you grasping onto the steering wheel? Or are you nice and relaxed? It's a good way to tell if, in fact, I am a little bit stressed here. Or when you're walking and you think you're really relaxed, ask yourself, am I really relaxed, or are my shoulders up at my ears? So sometimes we can phone it in a little bit. I can do that as well, which I've realised quite a bit lately. So we really don't want all that cortisol swimming around our systems. We don't want to be taking stress into our everyday. So just checking in with yourselves. It doesn't take that much time. We can do it on the go as well, when you're drinking a glass of water, when you're driving. If you're walking from place to place, just take that wee little bit of time just to be mindful, just to check in. Tell yourself it's okay to chill out, even if it's one of those stressy days. Just take a moment for yourself, just to take that mindful breath and not take any of that nonsense with you wherever you're about to go. Okay, I hope you really enjoyed that. I hope we got a little bit of conditioning there with the lower body and the core, but that you also feel really lovely, really relaxed, and ready to do whatever you're about to do. All right, I shall see you next time.